the CRKT M16-10Z is an okay knife. There are plenty of reviews talking about its merits. I'm going to talk about the 3 reasons this is a terrible knife. So consider this if you're considering being in the market for one. The first is the clip. The clip is made of incredibly cheap metal. I've had this clip get stuck on my seatbelt and literally bend it 90 degrees, perpendicular. To move it back, you have to use the torque screws, remove it, take a pair of vice grips, and bend it back in place. It's a pain. This has happened multiple times. I mean, it's just incredibly cheap metal, and anything can bend it really far to place. Even now, it's kind of skewed to the side. It's been bent so many times. The other thing is it's not adjustable. You can't flip it to the other side for left-hand carry, and you can't flip it to this to the bottom for tip-up carry. So the clip's junk. The second thing is the steel on the blade. The steel is very, very cheap. You can get it quite sharp, but it dulls very fast. So the blade's very cheap. It hasn't rust on me, but that's because I take good care of my knives and I don't let them get wet. Or if I do, I dry them off very promptly. But the blade, the steel is very cheap, and for that in itself, I don't recommend this knife. The third thing is actually a safety issue of why this is a bad knife, and that is the liner lock can actually lock the blade in place under certain circumstances. So of course you're not supposed to be using a knife to pry, but if you are, and everyone probably has pried a knife before, but I don't recommend it, this liner lock can get stuck on this side of the knife. Watch this. Hear that click? That's the liner lock getting stuck on this side of the blade. So now you can no longer move this back the direction you need to go. So the knife's stuck open at this point. You cannot close it. This can go back in your pocket. It's very awkward. To get it back, you have to take something like a screwdriver and pry this end. So you have to take something and pry it like that. And now you can push it over and close it. So that's actually a safety issue why this is a terrible knife. So those are 3 reasons it's a terrible knife. It's still, depending on your needs, it might still be a good buy. I only paid $15 for it a couple years ago. I've seen the prices gone up to about $25 now. Definitely not at $25. If you could get it for $10 or $15, maybe as a cheap toolbox knife or something you could take around without having to worry about losing it or breaking it, you could just buy another one. But with that said, I can't recommend it. It's there's too many flaws with it. You should save a little more money and buy something that might last you a little longer.